People in the South honor families. They honor hard work. They honor fathers that get up at 4:30 and leave the house to go to work and to work out. They honor veterans, Iraqi war veterans. That's why the murder of Mike Gelati in Birmingham, Alabama this morning is like a nuclear bomb that went off in that town. Before Mike went to his car, 4:45 this morning, on his way to the gym, we now know there was a series of 10 car break-ins in his immediate neighborhood. We think Mike Gelati interrupted one of those break-ins. Let's hear a little bit from the coroner or the sheriff.
We did receive a 911 call this morning about 4:55 a.m. This was to a residence in the Lake Cyrus neighborhood. We had a resident that was leaving his house at 4:55 a.m. He was headed for the gym. He did have some type of confrontation in front of his house, possibly near his car. There was a gunman in front of his house. He was shot by that individual before they fled the scene.
Do you anticipate the identity of the victim being come out today or at any point in the near future?
Right. The autopsy was performed this morning. We do expect to release the victim's identity before the day is over.
Just to clarify, when you say that there was a series of car break-ins, you're not saying that they're directly connected. You're just saying that those both were happening at that same time period. Is that correct?
Right. We're not sure of that connection at this time, but we know there were at least 10 car break-ins on Parkside Circle between we believe they may have occurred between 4 and 5 a.m. The likelihood is good that they were connected. We believe there's a good chance, at least the theory that we're working on right now, is that our victim may have left his house, been approaching his car. He may have encountered an individual that was breaking into cars on his street.
Obviously, it can shake up a neighborhood. What do you say to the folks of Lake Cyrus and everybody else as they wait to get details of this case?
Well, I know from my perspective, it angers us. This victim was about as innocent of a victim as you can get. It's a 33-year-old businessman. He's getting up early in the morning at 5 o'clock. He's going to the gym to work out. I've also recently received information he's an Iraqi war veteran. This is an individual that served his country. He's a hard-working guy. He lives in a nice subdivision. He's getting up early in the morning to go work out. He's providing for his family and kids, and then he encounters some ruthless individual who, may be the case where stealing something from a car is more important than human life, and it's disgusting and it angers us, and we're going to use all our means that we have at our disposal to solve this crime.
They were looking for a truck, Ford F-250. They found the truck full of items from the break-in in Mike Gelati's neighborhood. 4 black people were seen leaving the truck. That's who the police are looking for right now. This is Colin Flaherty reminding you of this unpleasant fact. If you're ever down in Birmingham where the black on white crime and hostility is wildly out of proportion, don't make the black kids angry.
Justice was not done here. That's what we try to seek. Truth was not found here. That's what we try to seek.
An emotional day. A 17-year-old Charleston Wells is found not guilty in the murder of Mike Gelati. Gelati was shot to death in front of his home last year during a series of car break-ins. His death hit at the core of Hoover's Lake Cyrus community. CBS 42 News reporter Jamie Ostroff is live in the newsroom with reaction to the verdict. And Jamie, you heard the jurors give that verdict in the courtroom today.
I did, Sherry, and Wells was the first of 4 teenagers to be arrested and tried in that deadly shooting of Mike Gelati. He was the one prosecutors believed pulled that trigger, but as we saw today, they couldn't prove it. The family of Charleston Wells high-fiving as they left the courthouse with little to say, while Mike Gelati's family remained silent.
She's hurt. Her family's hurt.
Prosecutor Lane Tolbert said he had a feeling Charleston Wells would be found not guilty of Gelati's murder as jury deliberations stretched into their 4th day.
Shouldn't be out this long on this type of case. Well, I'm disappointed. While I'm supposed to say I respect the jury's verdict, and I do, I think they got it wrong. My heart, I know they got it wrong.
It might be the most exhausting trial I've ever had. It's not the longest, but it's probably the most exhausting. There's no winners here. This lady lost her husband. He was an American hero.
Defense attorney Charles Salvaggio believes the Gelati family can still get justice. 3 co-defendants await trial.
I always felt in my heart this kid didn't do it. I felt like that. I couldn't turn my back on him. So, I'm happy for him. Justice lies in the man who was caught with the weapons, I think, and the man who shot at Mr. Gelati out there.
All of them killed Mike Gelati. Charleston Wells killed Mike Gelati. The jury's verdict doesn't change the facts. All of them are responsible through the Alabama law of aiding and abetting. Jury, I didn't explain it well to the jury. That's fine. That doesn't change what happened.
Wells was still found guilty on 9 counts of unlawful breaking and entering of a vehicle, charges that he did concede during that trial. His bond was revoked by the judge until his sentencing. That's happening in July. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Ostroff, CBS 42 News, local coverage you can count on.
Defense attorney for Charleston Wells, what's your reaction to the not guilty verdict on the murder charge?
There's no winners here, Kent. There's no winners. Get that straight. Charleston Wells was not guilty of this. He took the stand. He looked him in the eye. He explained what happened that night, and 12 people believed him. It's that simple.
So, what do you think was the biggest thing that happened in the trial that led to this verdict?
I believe Charleston Wells taking the stand and again telling them what happened, and also the state's witness just fell apart. They should never made a deal with that man.
What did Charleston say to you when the verdict was read?
He really didn't say very much at all, but it's something under his breath about, "Oh my God," something like that.
He was crying?
He was crying, yeah.
How does this case stack up with others you've had?
It's a big case for us, no question about that. I mean, I think back on some of the others that we've had, and it's right on up there with them.
Wayne, what was your reaction when the jury read the verdict?
I was disappointed.
How do things go forward now on the other defendants?
We'll go forward on Ahmad Johnson next. We can put him there, put him aiding and abetting also, I believe. I don't know when it's set, but he'll be next.
Okay. And how much time do you think that Charleston Wells will get on the breaking and entering charges? I think there were 9.
Yes.
9.
With the Alabama guidelines now, he won't do any time at all.
No time.
No time.
So
it's mandated. The judge doesn't even have an option.